Why, hello there. Happy Friday night. I don't usually get to tell you guys that, so I'd like to welcome you to the weekend. Woo, bye-bye. And the goal of tonight, you guys, is very simple. I want to relax, I want to enjoy your company, and I want to introduce you to a company that is refreshing, rebranding, coming out with some new products. We don't really know what to call it, but there's some changes, there's some excitement that's going on with Johnnie Ray. And I would like to introduce you to Nate, the owner of this company, of course, with Hannah as well, co-owners. We always got to make sure we show much due love to Hannah and her touch. And I know Nate has a lot to say on that tonight. But the goal of tonight is for you guys to get to know the people behind this company, to get to know the company, and especially what do we have new. And I'm here to tell you guys there's a whole box of new things that I'm excited to go over. And of course, just the little cherry on top, just a little bit of a bonus. We do have some giveaways that we're going to be sprinkling throughout the night. So I don't have any plans. I don't know how long this is going to go. I would estimate around an hour and a half if you're somebody that's planning. But who knows? Maybe it's an hour. Maybe it stretches to 2 hours. We are here for you guys, and hopefully we're all just going to enjoy each other's company as you guys come in. If you don't mind, hit that thumbs up. And if you're watching in the future, right, just as many people, actually way more, watch on replay than they do live because you just can't catch it. You know, you got life, you got different scheduling things. If you do come back and watch, and you're likely still watching right now, please leave a comment at some point on the replay. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear your questions. I know this company would appreciate your feedback and your questions as well. We love the live. I do think there's something special about being here live. But if you come back, just do us a favor and drop some comments in the comment section below the live video. And if you are watching live, hit the chat box and get involved in real time. If you're not able to type, it's probably because you're not subscribed. You got to be a subscriber to get involved with the chat. But good news today, officially, a subscription is free. You guys can sign up for free to subscribe to this channel 100%. It was free yesterday. It's free tomorrow, and it'll be free for as long as I'm on this platform. So thank you guys for checking this out. We're going to kind of jump right into it and not really waste any time. But if you guys want to share this out to support a small batch company that's growing, to support someone that is taking a chance and left his job that we're going to talk about tonight to jump on and try to chase this passion, try to really fully, truly be an entrepreneur. If you guys are with that and you're excited to support, give this stream a thumbs up and consider sharing it on your Instagram story, your Facebook post, your group chat message, your whatever you got. We would appreciate it, you guys. So thank you for everything. And that's really cool, man. People like Jeff coming in here saying, I shared this out to a few buddies. Hopefully they come in. Thank you guys. And I do see some familiar faces that aren't ever able to make it on Monday or Wednesdays. Well, Friday is open, and I'm excited for you guys to be here. Mike C is in the building. Look at that beard. He said, first live I've been able to catch. Looking forward to it. Awesome, Mike. Thanks for being here. Thanks for dropping a comment. That is fantastic. All right, guys and girls out there, if you could do me a favor, get your welcoming caps on, get those hands ready to clap, get those cheers ready and loaded. If you would join me in welcoming, first off here, we got a message from Corey. I feel like we're going to have a lot of messages from Corey tonight because he's super supportive, super close with this company. He said, Nate and Hannah are winners. There's no way they will fail. Mindset is dialed in. I'm here to help as much as I can to ensure they achieve their dreams. Whoo, let's go. Nice. Single Barrel says, I go to bed at 9 on weekdays. Hey, I respect that. I respect that. Shout out to Rob. What's going on, man? And hey, let's go ahead and get this one. David's in here for the first time. Welcome, David. I like doing these different night streams, these different times, because it brings people in to experience the positive vibes, to experience the support, and just the overall beard information. I promise you guys will learn something tonight. It might not be about your beard, but it could be about beard products, the beard product industry. It could be about entrepreneurialism. Who knows? But I do know you're going to learn something tonight, and I know I will as well. All right, guys and girls out there, please give a shout out to Mason. What up, Mason? Thanks for watching the show, man. That is awesome. While we do that, let's go ahead and welcome in my friend, the owner, the co-owner, the co-founder, the founder of Johnnie Ray, dun, 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 Mr. Nate. Nate, how you doing there, sir?
Hey, Dan, what's going on, everyone in the chat? I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. So, everybody, big changes, big news. We're going to go step by step tonight and break everything down. But first, a quick interruption of this. Nate, introduce yourself for the people if they've never met you, they've never heard of you. What's your just straightforward introduction? And don't be humble.
So don't be humble, man. That's tough. No, I'm just kidding. So realistically, if you don't know me, I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and I've kind of always known this going back to when I was in college. Ran my first, actually, my first business was a computer repair business in college. A lot of people don't know that, and learned a lot of, learned a lot about business along the way. Worked for an amazing company at Apple, and worked there for actually just about 6 years.
Hmm.
And it about 1 year into this journey at Johnnie Ray, I just knew what I knew, and I had to take the chance and kind of jump off the cliff, as they say.
Man, and as someone that left my job when everyone said don't do it, salary, benefits, and all this stuff, you were even at a much more elevated position. You and speaking from friends here, you didn't hate your job. You respected your job. You had a good set job. You liked your schedule. It wasn't anything that was like just tearing you apart. You just really believed in this and really believed in the concept of the American dream of freedom and being an entrepreneur. And so you decided, hey, let's take this jump. How long ago was that? And then what was the process like talking to your wife, Hannah, who's so involved with the company and so involved in everything? How quickly did that all kind of come about?
Good question. So I left my job at Apple last August. So about August 3rd, August 1st, around that range. Um, and I remember it was about, so 2022, it was about 2021, early May, around 2021. I was like going through some changes in life. I knew that I needed to do something different with my career, with just kind of getting up every day and knowing that I'm living, and fulfilling my purpose that I'm here for. So realistically, it was 1 year. About 1 year to the date that we launched, that I knew that it was, hey, this is going to be something that is the real deal here. I was a little bit, when you launch anything new, you kind of, you don't want to just throw everything in right at once, because you don't know what's going to happen. But um, I planned this for about a year before we launched. So it wasn't just like I threw some things together and I'm like, hey, let's see if this sticks to the wall, right? So, we had some consultations, we had done some testing, and just overall the feedback was amazing. And I'm very, very lucky and fortunate enough. I'll just bring Hannah in right now, because without her, without her just having uh, a career in and of itself, I remember when she was, working at Jimmy John's. Like that's our, we started very, very young and very young in a career. She wasn't working in a professional job, but through the 10 years that we've been together, she was able to follow her dreams the same way that she allowed me to do here just recently. Granted, like you said, I loved working at Apple. I was very blessed with a Monday through Friday schedule, a 8 a.m. start time, so I didn't have to work nights. It was a really good deal. It got too repetitive. I was doing the same things over and over and over, and something had to give there. But so thankfully she was able to, really be supportive and say, hey, I know that what we have, what we can do here is going to be able to replace your job, if nothing else. And obviously, I think she even thinks, even bigger than just a replacement. I think we're already thinking, okay, Apple was here. We want to be up to here, in terms of our own, I guess, definition of success there. So I think very similarly to you, the idea of freedom is what really, really sold it for me. Just not, I don't want to say not having to answer to anybody, because right now I'm answering to everybody, right? Like
Right.
my customers are my people. And it's not one boss I have. It's, I mean, Hannah's always the boss, but no, she, it's it's just a good feeling not having to wake up and go be somewhere for some reason that I don't truly have my heart in that place. So that freedom aspect is huge.
Oh yeah, massive, massive. And she said here, just to touch on this, she's like, if anything, I was holding him back. There's a lot of anxiety in the decision, and it's never fallen back. How was the anxiety? How did you handle it? And kind of final thing on this topic, what was like, okay, it is officially time.
So I've actually been in a coaching group for the last 2 years, 2.5 years, and I every single week I have been literally preached to, hey, you're gonna have to jump eventually. You're gonna have to bet on yourself. You're gonna have to basically be willing to put your own money up, so to say. You got to have some skin in the game, as they say. And I knew that once I was able to get to that point and actually say, okay, I don't have this easy. I don't want to say easy, but this paycheck coming in every 2 weeks that kind of just never really pushed me out of that comfort zone. I knew that once we had established, somewhat of a presence here with Johnnie Ray, that we could, that I could finally cut that cord. And then I was doing the numbers and, getting to spend, the last 3 months every single day with my son, before he was at daycare. So, we would drop him off at daycare, pick him up, and then, we'd have a few hours with him in the evening and then sleep, do the whole thing the next day. So the other side of that is just being able to spend, a ton of time with my son. Our bond has grown just significantly. We're best buds according to him. So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
and real quick, I did want to shout out. I did see Warren P from American Idol. He is in the chat right now, as well as his band manager Khan. They are both great people, great humans. So shout out to you guys out there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'll keep an eye out. I know we have a not this Warren, right? Different Warren.
Nope, not that Warren.
Let me pop back up and let's see. Make sure we show some love here, and then let you talk on that right here, maybe.
I don't think so.
All right, Warren, drop a comment, and I know Nate's been excited about this, and man, it's pretty awesome. John says, "Let's go, brother. Love you, man."
John is a great friend. I actually met him through that coaching group, and immediately became brothers. It was some really cool things happen when you decide to put yourself out there and quote unquote take a chance on yourself and see what's out.
Oh man, yeah, Nate and I have had many conversations about this stuff, you guys. And for me, it's true. When I left teaching, when I left coaching, it was like, okay, this is really risky, but I'm betting on myself. And then, hey, there's Warren. And then essentially when I left, the floodgates opened. Like it was just absolutely absurd. All right, so we got is this the manager right here?
Yep, that's Khan.
Awesome. What's up, man? And then Warren here, he said, yeah, there's another Warren in the chat. Yeah, that's awesome. So touch on this real quick, because this was, I know, a partnership that you've been really excited about, and I've been able to follow, but I don't know if everybody in the chat has. So tell us a little bit about this super talented gentleman here.
Yeah, so I mean, take it back before, man. It was either right when we were starting our company or talking about it. I'll be real. I'm an American Idol fan. Like I watch it until my favorite person leaves, and then I'm like, all right, I don't care anymore, right? So Warren, we watched up until you left there. But no, but I saw his audition and I was like, wow, this dude is just so incredibly talented, and he has a great beard, and I'm like, you know, why not? Why can't I reach out to him and introduce myself, tell him who I am, and just see, hey, who's taking care of your beard, and
Yeah.
then just like that, he got back with me, and then I have been talking with Khan, his manager there, and just I don't know. We're both when we were talking, we're both just guys doing our thing, and it just like you said, once you start to bet on yourself, some of these doors that you don't expect to open just start opening. So
Yeah. Absolutely. And if I can give a little shameless plug here because of Miles, he says, I encourage you guys to go give Dan and Sam's podcast a listen, catching up with the commands. Great stuff. We do have an episode that is dedicated to almost everything we're talking about so far. And it's our episode 8, and it's the scam of the American dream. And it is every kind of topic and word that we're discussing. So if you guys have any kind of podcast platform, catching up with the commands, I do recommend episode 8. If you want to check out today's new episode, it's why we regret our wedding. And it has nothing to do with our marriage or relationship. My wife's my best friend. I adore her. I'm absolutely obsessed with her. It's the wedding. So go check that one out. It's a good one. But yeah, we talk about all that stuff. So man, and I do want to show something here that I think speaks volumes as well. If I can go through the chat, man, there are a number of owners that are super supportive, and Nate, I'm going to take this here because this is important. So you got Anointed showing love. You got Weatherbeard showing love. You got True North showing love. I'm sure there are others in here. 8-Bit from Sean showing love. And I'm guaranteeing you there are others, and there will be more that come in tonight. And the reason is not just because owners are great. We got Top Hat in the chat. Not just because these owners are great people and great business owners, because Nate has established himself as someone that is willing to help, that is willing to connect, that is willing to grow with all these companies together. It's not the concept of competition. It's not the concept of scarcity and there's not enough of us to go around. It's the concept of abundance and that we are better in this together. And the stuff that you guys that watch my streams on a regular basis hear me say over and over and over again, Nate lives it. And so do the other owners that are in the chat. As compared to people that are tearing down and slandering and hoping others fail and spreading misery and twisting the truth, that doesn't get anybody anywhere. When you see what this does, when you see the attractiveness of being helpful, of being open, and what it brings back to you, it means everything. It really does mean everything. And it's the only way to be. It's the only way to be. And having all these people come out to drop all these lines of support. Oh, you got Notable in the chat as well. That speaks volumes. And so I hope if you guys are not familiar with this company, that you let that kind of like sink in and say, oh, wow, yeah, they are all supporting each other. Wow, I like being around groups that are rising together. And man, it's pretty dang cool to see that. So I know that's got to be something that's a source of pride for you with this circle that you surrounded yourself with. And it's not even right to call it a circle because it's not closed. I know you leave that door open for anybody that wants to conversate, anybody that wants to learn and grow together. That's something that you encourage and welcome.
Oh yeah. In fact, just literally, the other day, 2 days ago, I had a guy that I met at a craft show email me and say, "Hey, dude, I love your products. They were so amazing. We were doing some like special, hey, come shop with us online type of deal for people that bought from us there. We wanted to, encourage them to visit us online as well when we're not there once a year." He emailed me and he's like, "Hey, you mentioned, about the plateau effect and how I should be rotating oils and this and that." And he's like, might sound weird, but do you have any other recommendations for, some companies that I could go with? And he's like, and if not, like totally, he didn't want to like cross any, some people don't know what they're, who they're talking to. So you have to kind of, hold back a little bit. But I was like, absolutely. And I'm so glad you asked. And I gave him literally the handful of owners, that are here that, I talk with on an everyday basis.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, go put all of these in your rotation. I was like, because I know that as soon as he does, he's just going to be like, wow, there are so many, great, other great companies out there. And truthfully, I am fully supportive of a rotation because I know that when you go to put my beard oil in on the third day, it's going to feel like the best oil you've ever used.
Yep.
So like you can't, it's just science, right? So like, and just touch on that again. I was able to give those recommendations, and it was just such a good feeling knowing that I can put my brothers out there and say, hey, go shop with these people who also work as hard and probably harder than some of them are harder than me. I'd imagine. Corey's been doing this for 8 years. I can't even can't even fathom. Well, I mean, I can, but 8 years,
Yeah.
I haven't worked a single job for 8 years, like, so I can't, I've not done that. But, so being able to put them out there and knowing that I've provided a space for it, like you said, just shows how much he trusts our company to be able to ask that. So
It's so cool. And Scott's a good friend of yours. We actually all shared a ride down to Columbus, Ohio together, which was really cool. And shout out to Tony, man, donated a membership. Shout out to Walter, donated a membership. Thank you guys. Oh, and that's so crazy. So one of the people that got it was Top Hat, who's in here supporting. And then the other person that got it was Hannah, who's your wife and in here supporting, man. Karma is real. And that kind of last thing here on this topic with everybody benefiting, everybody rising together. It felt cool for me too, because Nate reached out and told me this story, because we talk all the time. We share all these kind of things. And he was like, man, and I got to say, I learned about the plateau effect from your channel. I learned about tips that he is passing on to everybody, countless amount of people that are at shows, countless amount of people that reach out to the company. And for me sitting over here, to be honest, you guys, that's a super unbelievably cool feeling, right? I have content, I make it, you guys watch. I see those numbers. That is direct. I know exactly how many times somebody watched the plateau video. I know exactly how many times I have shared the Johnnie Ray's video and people have watched the Johnnie Ray video. I get all that. But then where it has legs is Nate was one view on that plateau effect video. Then he shared it with somebody else. And who knows, maybe that guy shares it with someone else and it just continues to grow. The same thing happens when company owners support each other and recommend each other. When that recommendation happens, then they support each other and then they keep growing and growing and growing. It literally magnifies and multiplies. It's a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing. And people will ask me on situations on both sides of this. So like, hey, is it weird that companies are like helping each other out? Doesn't that take away from sales? No, it only helps them. Hey, is it weird that people are like constantly, like there's company owners in here that make great content. And when I watch the videos, I'm like, oh yeah, they learned that from me. Oh yeah, they got like, is that weird? I'm like, no, I want every single person to spread good information. That's all it's about. Company owners want people to have good experiences with beards, because guess what? If that person that asked Nate for advice on trying other brands, let's say they go to the store and they buy some silicone garbage, they're not going to like their beard as much. And their chance of being a long-term customer with Johnnie Ray's, if they don't enjoy their beard, it goes out of the window. And so we want people using good products. We want people having variety and trying all these different things. Man, there's no way that it's not positive to collaborate and to help each other and share each other's stuff, man. It just matters. It just means so much. So shout out to everybody out there supporting people, building each other up, and just trying to make the world a better place, man. As corny as that sounds, it's true. It's genuinely true. All right,
yeah,
sir. Yeah, go
and
ahead.
even just mentioning Scott, he's actually he's going to be coming up to our facility here at our facility, our production room tomorrow, and he's going to be basically learning about all everything that we do, and kind of giving him the rundown here. So yeah, I'm pretty much an open book, but part of that comes with just being confident in what I'm doing.
Right.
Like there's nothing that I can learn or do that's so secretive or so valuable in owning a beard care business that it would almost seem weird to try and shelter that information. So
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. All right, guys. And as we get into the details of these changes, I do want to say these are different, right? You guys have seen hundreds and hundreds of live streams on this channel. I have guests on. I saw Mark said earlier, Dan and a guest. Yeah, if it's not a Monday, I have guests on oftentimes, unless it's like during the day in the Beard Topics Live. I recently had Sean on. I've had Nick on recently. We had all sorts of different people come on. Today's changes are different. It's not just new scents. It's not just a shift in packaging. There's a whole lot to this. So the only thing that I ask for you guys is to have an open mind and don't expect the normal. Don't expect what you are thinking is coming if you don't know anything that's going to go on. Just allow us to kind of take you on this journey and realize this company is disrupting the market to their style, to their liking, to their brand, man. And it's pretty exciting and pretty awesome. But I do want to preface that by saying it is different. So, and yes, this company, you guys, is out of Michigan, as close to the border as humanly possible. I think I could throw a baseball and hit that state to the south of us from Nate's location. So they
You
are
might
in
have to hit
Michigan.
it.
Yeah, we've hung out several times and been able to get to know the family, the business, and the man behind it here. So this is a company that I know really well, and I'm excited for you guys to learn. So let's go ahead and jump right in and see what some of these changes are. First off, there are some deals tonight that will have little bits of hints in here, little bits of hints. But first thing is, Dancy 10 is 10% off. Johnnie Ray, and I got Johnny here, but yeah, Johnnie Ray. And with that, there are some spending bonuses, you guys. Spend $50, you get a free travel cologne that's valued at $25. So you spend $50 and you get a $25 freebie gift. If you spend $75, you get a free oil, and these all stack, correct? These all stack, you guys. So if you spend $75, you get a free oil and you get a free travel cologne. If you spend $100, you get a liquid beard wash, a free oil, and a travel cologne. If you spend $200, you get all of the things listed on the screen. And I will drop a link in the chat, and I'm going to hit those spending bonuses. If you guys want to take a screenshot, they are available right there. Or the really, really cool thing, if I could bring this over here to show you guys, is we do have, if you notice that little special link created by Hannah here, we do have a little special link for this stream exclusive tonight, kind of breaking down everything. You can even get a little bit of an appetizer here. You can see everything that's going on for all those deals. So if you're like, Dan, I forgot, just use that link that's in the chat, that's in the description, and it will take you to all the details that you should need to know. Yep, all the details. Yeah, Miles. Maybe I'll try my hand at the fun pronunciations here. So yes, yeah, I know you guys enjoy those. So those are the deals going on, guys. And Dancy 10 is your forever code with Johnnie Ray. That has not changed. That does remain the same. And let's go ahead and see here. Nate, go ahead and take us off on the first change. We're going to talk about, this is an addition. So this is the collection here. Go ahead and hit the people with what's going on.
Okay, are we talking the new fragrances or the new packaging?
Let's go fragrances first.
Okay, so the cool part about these new fragrances, I actually did these ones. So a lot of people don't know, most of our mainline fragrances, about 90% of it is all Hannah. As far as the creation, I had obviously was helping with, like, I want this type, this type, this type, and she just went to town and impressed. With these ones, with the new cologne fragrances, this was all done by me. So Hannah did not have a say in this. But the cool part about this is Hannah used to play viola, and she's very interested in the classical music and all that sort of stuff. We're actually next weekend going to a string quartet. I'm taking her to a string quartet thing in Toledo there.
Boo. No, just kidding.
Right. I mean, it's you had to give it up for the UP. It's worth it. It's worth it. No. So she actually, was like, okay, I have a really great idea on how we can bring these to life with this, kind of music inspired thing. This was all separate of, our partnerships with Warren and with Brev, who is a professional opera singer, vocal trainer, just an amazing bass singer. He sings anything, but it's just, he's really good. And so all of this kind of just happened together. Like we were kind of working on this, and then these two things just kind of, I don't want to say fell in our lap, but they kind of happened. And so it was really cool seeing, all of this stuff about music, come to light here. So our theme is music, and we are using cologne, basically cologne style, because I know we didn't have too many cologne options in our main line. And I know that's, for a date night, for a, just wanting to, go to a nice, event type of deal. These are right up that alley. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And you did forget a part that it's a Taylor Swift tribute.
I was literally skipping that because look, my hands are tied. I was like, you get one Taylor Swift thing, and it's not the movie, because they canceled it, thank God. And in our town, our little drive-in, I was going to take her there, but they canceled it because they couldn't get a projection work or whatever. And I was like, and no way we're actually going to go see her in concert, because I mean, if I'm winning the lottery, I want to actually win the lottery, not the tickets to go see her.
Yeah,
So
right. And yes, guys, the carrier blend is dropped on the screen here from Weatherbeard. Many of you are familiar. We've had them on Command's Corner. We've had multiple reviews, but this is an exotic blend, an uncommon blend, a blend that is not basic, simple, or inexpensive. This is something that is from around the world and is very well researched and tried, and so many people love these. And here's a great question by John. So John, I have to communicate scents for a living, and my wife is very good at it as well. And obviously the definition of a cologne is very subjective, and it doesn't, even if you were to look up definitions, it doesn't transfer, because it'll say stuff involving alcohol, say stuff like that. Well, we don't have that in beard products. So for me, there's two parts to a cologne. And I will say this line that we're going to go over, these are true, pure cologne, like cologne scents. When you smell them, it's not like, oh yeah, natural cologne. No, these are colognes, you guys, colognes. And what I believe makes a cologne, one of them is you get a culmination of a bunch of different scent notes that come together to form its own thing. So for example, there is Corey from Weatherbeards in the chat. We have a collab called Arctic Command. It is eucalyptus, peppermint, and vanilla. You smell all three of those. When you smell, you're like, oh yeah, that is there. When you get a cologne list, you see all these crazy scent profiles and you're like, what the heck? How do these come together? And then boom, it's like magic in your nose. And then the other key trait of a cologne for me is some sort of musk, that manly bite, that manly dark note that gives you, whether it's from oud, whether it's from white musk, normal musk, dark, like there's all these things. You have to have that resemblance of that manly essence to it. And yeah, that's what would make a cologne. And if you're someone that enjoys colognes, these are colognes, and we're going to talk about them through and through. And Rob gave some great feedback here. I talked to Rob, and I forgot how the conversation started. It was something along the lines of, dude, my beard's not doing great, or I need a switch up, or something along the lines of like, hit me. And I was like, Johnnie Ray, you got to try it, man. Like, that was my recommendation. He tried it, and this is the kind of feedback he's had for months afterwards. The carrier blend is the most satisfying and nourishing I've ever used. Literally the best feel. That's crazy. That's big praise right there. And that's
Thanks,
someone
Rob.
who doesn't throw out praise easily. That's someone who has tried a lot of stuff. So that carries a lot of weight, big time. And JP says colognes are right in his wheelhouse. All right, man. Well, we got you. Let's go ahead and take a look, and then we'll pop back for some more information, guys. There's a lot tonight, and it's all kind of like related, but we're going to do our best. I'm going to go kind of step by step to explain everything to you guys here. So here are the different scents that we have. And Nate, I want you to do your best kind of elevator explanation summary on each of these, and just kind of explain what you believe it smells like, or maybe any inspiration behind it. Especially being the person that created these, it's really cool to have you on here, so I don't have to say things like, I think this, you guys, or I was told this. We have Nate. He created these. So Nate, go ahead and take it away and start where you would like on these, and just give them the little elevator summary on the set, each of the different ones.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. I'll just start right at the top there. So I'm actually wearing Vivace, and that one is, as it says, it's a warm amber, vibrant citrus, and white musk. So this one is it's an uplifting one. It's not as, and when you say dark, this is where it doesn't have that dark aspect. It's more of a lighter aspect, but that white musk is what sets it apart as that, like, gives it that oh yes, this is cologne. You're going to get very right on the first notes are going to be bright citrus, and then it's kind of balanced with that warm amber and white musk. So that one is something I have been wearing the past couple days. Actually, it gives me a kind of a warm but bright feeling. Going complete opposite, the Adagio, that one is below it, Legato. It says energetic notes of green apple. Energetic, yes, but it's still dark. Somehow this one is probably the darkest one that we have, in my opinion. And I think it's that patchouli and exotic woods aspect that really kind of bring that all together. And like you said, it's really tough to pick out these individual notes because of the way that they blend together. It's like
Mhm.
an experience rather than like,
Right.
oh, here, here, and here. So this one is good for anyone that likes that dark oud type of experience. This one would be the closest one to like an oud cologne that we have here in this list.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Bouncing over to Marcato. So this one was my the first one that I did, and I just loved it so much. It's like going to a beach, but also with like a margarita, but also like citrus aquatic. Like I really am I'm struggling to
Yeah.
add anything else to it. It's just like almost like a marine cologne, not like a marine type of like water. Um, but going up to Maestro, this one is actually probably one of the more unique ones of the five. This one is a very sweet blend of berries, and that's the first thing I get whenever I put this one in the nose is berries. But then it's not dark and it's not light. It's like in the middle between the two. So this one you could wear this one at during the day or during the night, and you're not going to be overwhelmed. Where like I don't know that I would put legato right out of bed. Like this isn't something I'd be putting on right out of bed for unless I'm going to to a job or something like that. But not as uplifting there. But it is a kind of a medium in between the light and the darks. And then if you go right to the middle there, Adagio. This one actually might be my favorite.
I think
It's
it might be my favorite too.
okay. Okay. This one is like a sweet blue musk with um how do I say it? There's like it's a I would say it's on the darker side, but it's sweet enough to where it doesn't over the darkness doesn't overtake you. If
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
No, I agree fully. Yeah. And there's such diversity with these colognes. You're kind of hitting all of the corners of the cologne world. And that's
Yes.
so satisfying, you guys. It really is awesome. Hey, Jason, welcome in. Shout out to Lord Fire Chops in the building. And then, real quick here, because we got a couple people asking, and Hannah's doing a great job of fielding questions in the chat. Essentially, it says on there, if you spend 75, you get a free oil of choice. Correct me if I'm wrong. They would just simply put a note in at checkout to mark the choice of oil. Correct.
Yep.
Okay. And then
Either one.
Tommy says, with the free oil, can you choose from the colognes or is it just the main line?
Any of them.
There you
Just
go.
free oil, your choice. Just that's why there's two different values. One being we
Yep.
still have the $123 and then the other. So
Beautiful. All right. And then let's go ahead and get into a little bit more here. On top of that, and guys, we will get into the changes on the packaging just next here. On top of that, not only are these scents available in beard products, I saw somebody ask, hey, when you wear cologne scents, do you go unscented beard oil? Or what do you do? I said, yeah, you can go unscented, or if you have the matching beard products to the cologne, you can do that. So what's going on with the actual spray versions of these products, my friend?
yeah, so part of the reason that we even came to the market with cologne sprays is because I didn't want people to feel robbed of the actual fragrance when they're using it in their beard, because obviously there is a different IFRA rating and limitation that you can use for your beard products versus cologne sprays. And we're still following all of our IFRA regulations. So these colognes are as strong as our mainline fragrances are. But I know a lot of people are like, okay, cool, but what about 3 hours later? I want that like burst of that fragrance. So this is that opportunity to continue using that fragrance. If it's something that you love, you want to be able to freshen that up, a quick travel spray or a one at home with the full size there. You're going to be able to wear that much longer than just that oil.
And speaking of that, Donnie, shout out to Donnie, says, with the spray, how long of a duration do you feel it lasts?
It honestly, it's going to depend on a few things. It's going to depend on where you apply it to. So
Mm-hmm.
if you go on like your wrist, it's going to dissipate faster than, let's say, if you put it on like your clothes, because your clothes are not going to, it's not going to basically absorb that as fast. Um, and so I would say I have been testing, I've been testing, trying to do as minimal as possible to see how long, like one spray would last, or like one squirt. Just one squirt was an easy 5 hours for me. So if you're giving it that, the usual date night, you're going to get 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours out of one of these.
And please do not spray your beards, you guys. Spray
Yes.
cologne is not good for your beard, but it is fine on your skin. It's fine on your clothing. Just don't spray the beard. And I get asked that question all the time, and it makes sense. People are like, hey, I can spray it everywhere else. Yeah, it's not going to be good for the beard. So yes, colognes, you guys, and these are strong. These are long lasting. These are real colognes. It's not a beard product company trying to dabble in the cologne world. These are real colognes. Like, that really struck Sam and I, and we will have a full-fledged review on these coming up in the near couple of weeks. But I love launching it on this live. So when that review drops, if you guys try something tonight, do me a favor, do Johnnie Ray a favor, and leave a comment on our future review video with your experience, good, bad, other. Nate loves feedback. Nate loves adjusting. And hey, if the feedback is this stuff rocks, leave that. But if you have any other thoughts, please, it's an open place to be able to do that. And now, one thing that I've been really, really pumped for, and we've talked about this for a very long time now, the packaging updates. First thing, I want to hit this one right away because I do think that this is an important point, you guys. This is moving to a 50 ml packaging, aka 1.7 ounces. So when you see this price, I know a lot of people will jump and say, whoa, beard oil for $34.99. Well, first thing, DNC10 is worth 10% off. So you do get an additional like $3.50 off that. So we're talking closer to 30. And keep in mind the amount of ounces that you are getting, regardless of the quality of the carrier blend, the quality of the scents, the unbelievable packaging that you've never seen in this industry. You're getting 1.7 ounces, almost 2 full ounces for $35. Take off the discount. We're looking closer to 30. I just want to put that perspective out there. I'm not trying to sell anybody. I'm not trying to pitch anybody, but I just want to make sure that we're all on an even playing field to understand, oh, okay, that does make sense. And again, one more time, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is even less expensive per ounce than your current line.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it actually does end up getting it does when even if you don't factor in the discount, just straight up it is cheaper.
Beautiful
across the board there.
Beautiful.
And the
I
one
want to
thing I
show
didn't
this real quick,
sorry.
and then we'll get
Yeah,
into
go
the
ahead.
details. So guys and girls, I've never seen packaging like this. Prepare yourselves for the beard oil bottle. This, and we're going to get into all the details. This is class right here. This is what we are talking about. And this is coming from a person who has not liked pump bottles. And I will say, when Nate told me about this, I told him, I said, I don't like pump tops. He said, just wait, just try it. This is different. He said, it is so different. And I said, okay, you've never steered me wrong before. I am excited to try. And he was right. It is different. And I would love to learn about why these are different. So Nate, go ahead and take it from here. Tell us about the packaging and why you guys were so excited to go to this.
Yeah, so for the first reason that we wanted to switch to this, I, I like our dropper tops, but I also like uniformity across, the pump. So the first and foremost is every time I use this pump top, I know exactly how much is going into my hand because every pump is literally the same amount
Yes.
dispensed. Um, the technology behind the pump top is that it actually doesn't have a traditional down stem. So normally a pump top bottle is going to have a cap and it's going to have a little stem going down,
Yep.
just like a cologne, just like any other normal bottle. And that's going to draw from the bottom and pump out. If you get air bubbles or if you get, you know, you're just not going to get the same consistency across the pump top with a stem there. The way this one actually works is it's airless, and there's no down stem. There's a small hole at the bottom here, and every time you pump, Yep, you see it there. Every time you pump, there's a small disc at the bottom that actually pushes the product up from the bottom. So when you use half of this, you're going to see on the side here, you're going to see half of it gone, but it's not going to be half up here. It's going to be half down here. So your product is still going to be sitting at the top here. And as you continue to use it, you're going to be able to actually get every single drop out of this container here because of that. A couple of the other benefits are that you're not actually exposing this oil ever to oxygen, to bacteria, to anything that could potentially contaminate your beard oil. It's not something we think about often, but with a dropper top, you take it out, you use it, anything could be getting into your bottle. I mean, it is what it is, right? And you're exposing it to oxygen. So that just, decreases shelf life, adds that whole deal. So there's no backflow, no there's no extra contamination introduced into the bottle. And that's just going to prevent or prolong the actual life of the product, prevent you from putting anything you don't want to be putting into your beard, because we're putting it right on our face. And the actual experience from the actual pump has been my favorite across the board, from restrictor or drop top. And that's obviously why we're excited to launch with these.
Yeah, love that. And a couple of quick questions here. A couple of people have the same one. Do you have any idea how many drops are in a pump?
Oh man, that's a good question. I don't. I should try to figure that one out and get like an actual representation there. I will say for me, about 2 to 3 pumps is what I've been using in my beard. So I use about two full droppers in my beard to get this in the skin and the beard at my length. So I would say 3 pumps is equivalent to about 2 droppers, I would have to guess. Now
Yeah.
this could be also me just still going back to it and being like, I actually add one more later at the end of my routine. So it could vary there.
Yeah, and I think it does come down to you're going to have to experiment. And if anybody is in this stream, now most of you are not beginners, right? Most of you love this stuff and follow thoroughly. If you're in the stream and you are counting drops, I highly recommend you getting away from that and just getting a feel for it. Just understanding in your hand, yep, that's about how much. Oh, I got a little bit too much. I got to put it on my arm, and just getting that kind of puddle feel, right? People will say, oh, it's the size of a quarter. Well, maybe if your hand is flat, but what about when you cup it? What about when it's changed? So there's no real like super science. And I just couldn't imagine counting 20 drops or anything along those lines. Just kind of getting that understanding of how much is in your hand and just kind of playing with it. So yeah, I agree with Brennan there. And couple of other ones that we have here. So Douglas says, will it get top heavy? I mean, theoretically, or not even theoretically, factually, yes. I mean, the top, as it goes from the bottom and goes up, you're going to have more weight distributed on the top than the bottom. But the massive benefit of this is it is spill proof. You cannot spill these, unlike a dropper top, unlike even a little bit on the restrictors. These are not spill proof, and it has a fully solid bottom, so you don't have to worry about it falling over. I don't think having top heavy is going to make any of it fall more so than it would. If it's going to fall already, it was probably going to fall to begin with.
Yeah, in my experience, I've gotten to the bottom of a couple of these, and experienced that, like, all the way up to the very last drops. I never saw any noticeable, like, oh, I accidentally bumped it and it became, too wobbly or too anything. The bottle itself actually does have a little bit of weight. And because it is bigger, this is like, I'm holding this in my hand and you can still see, a good amount on either side. So yeah, I don't think you'd have to worry about that, but yes, to your point, it just by the science, it would eventually become a little bit, but then you also have to factor in, you're also, as you go up, the amount of oil in,
right,
is reducing. So you're talking, at half, you're like, okay, we're at 25, at 3/4, you're at, you can do the math there. So
absolutely. And Michael, yeah, hey man, to each their own. You guys, all I said was I didn't say you were wrong. I didn't say there was anything bad. I would just encourage you. And there's a couple of reasons. So Michael says, I count drops, only takes seconds. I know what I need. I don't know if I've ever tried to count like 20 drops or anything like that, which I have. I don't know if I've ever done it and it's been perfect. Drops can vary in size. You can get, oh shoot, I did, was that 2? Was that 3? Oh no, man, I had a string of 4 or 5 there. And then when you switch to a restrictor or a Euro cap or a pump, how do you make that? If I'm tapping the back of a restrictor, is that 1 drop? Is that a drop and a half? You just get so many variables. And for me, as someone who's done this for a long time, it's just an easy peace of mind to understand, like, okay, yeah, that is how much I need. You just get it ready. It's just an easier mindset. And again, if you're like, no, I have OCD, well, I'm telling you, counting will cause more stress on that. It's kind of like the concept of, I have the video of listen to your beard. Just listen to the hand, listen to the amount. And I think it will really make a difference. Because then even when we talk about like drops, well, thick oils usually use a little bit less, right? Thin oils usually use a little bit more. So there's a whole lot of variables there. It's just food for thought. Yeah, just food for thought. Nobody's wrong. Nobody's right. But I do think that can benefit you. And Nicholas has a question. I'm not sure what he's asking here, so maybe it will resonate with you. What are the samples in? What are the sample in?
I know he just placed an order with us. I know he got a couple samples from me. But yeah, those already shipped out. We don't have samples for this line at this point.
Okay.
If you had a chance to pick up any of our mystery oils over the last year, you had a chance to experience these fragrances. So another point is that if you enjoyed one of the mystery oils, that's where you'll now have that chance to pick that up permanently.
Yep. Spot on.
And
Spot
and
on.
and to go back to the pump top, I think even one single pump isn't going to be too much for even a stubble.
Agreed.
I think that with that, that would be a perfect amount to do, face and even possibly, under where a little bit where the neckline is. So
Yep. Fully agreed. All right. And then kind of last questions on this one, and they're kind of related here. People are saying, what about temperature cycling? Which, by the way, guys, all oil products have issues with temperature cycling. The dropper tops are likely to leak when you get too much filled, and then it gets cold and it starts to rise. So that's something valid. Great question, Kevin. And then what about airplane pressure? Any concerns, any differences with moving to this kind of packaging?
And I'm trying to think if I actually, in the last couple times, if I brought any of these on any of my trips. I don't think I did, but I can't imagine that you're going to have any issues because technically you're still going to have to hit that. Basically, the mechanics are right up in here. So this isn't going to do anything. You can't, I don't believe you're going to be able to force oil out by any kind of pressure other than using the mechanics that are in the pump top itself. And that's part of the beauty of it.
Yep, absolutely. It's yeah, I can't, if I will say this, if any of those are issues, they're issues for any kind of packaging. It's not going to be unique to this one. So really cool, really different. I can't wait for you guys to get these in your hands and experience these. And when Sam was messing around with this, she was like, how many ounces? I said 1.7. She said, it feels like more. It feels like this is really, really big and like very, very, very like expensive, and there's a lot to it. And I told her also, she's like, wow, I thought it was more than that on price and on the amount. And so I thought that was really cool feedback from Sam.
Awesome. I always love hearing Sam's feedback. Her
Yeah.
and Hannah and Sam have very similar, let's just say I see very similar responses and stuff like that. So it's like I kind of pitch it to her and then I'm like, well, I wonder, nope, yep. So
Yeah,
yeah, no, it's
absolutely. And what would you say is the viscosity of your oil for anybody out there that hasn't tried it or isn't able to say, I can't figure it out? What is this? Because it is a pretty unique blend.
yeah, and it's tough because it's I would say medium on the right on the other side of medium thick. Like it's so hard because it
Mhm.
absorbs. In my opinion, it absorbs like a medium light oil because it does absorb very fast. Like I don't get a residue, or anything like that after the 30 minutes. That whole test. So yeah, I would say it absorbs faster than the viscosity lends it to.
Yeah. Yep. It's kind of like the bird oils where you're like, it feels thicker, but it acts thinner. If I were to somebody come to me and say, Dan, I need to know what this viscosity is, give me an answer. I would say it's a medium viscosity. It might feel a little bit thicker, but it acts a little bit thinner. It's going to be boom, a straight up medium viscosity.
Yep.
Even though when you put it in hand, you'll say, huh, it's a little bit thicker. Just put it in beard as it plays through the day. It definitely has that medium viscosity. And yeah, guys, 1.7 ounces on these bad boys, 1.7 ounces. And I love that. She said, me and Sam have to be related on so many different levels. That
And the
is
other
awesome.
cool, sorry to cut you off there, Dan. The other cool thing before I forget again is once you are done with this, and I didn't even note this, you can actually take the top off, push the disc all the way back down, use it for whatever you want.
That's cool.
If you have another oil that you want to throw in, or if we've considered, and it's something that I'm thinking about, because I'm always looking for um, uh, sustainability, reusing as much as possible. If there's a way that I can get people more oil without having to ship them an entire new bottle, and they can transfer it in, it's stuff we've talked about. There's some logistics, and once you start to put the onus back on the user experience, you kind of have it can go one of two ways. It can go really great, or it can go really bad, depending on the user, right?
Right.
So
Right.
we try to limit as much as much to have to do in order to to enjoy the product. But it is reusable top, or a reusable bottle. So if it's something that like, man, I really liked this, you can clean it out, dump a different oil in if you want, like.
Yeah. That's really cool. Super, super cool. Okay. And the final slide tonight, we're going to guys kind of essentially the rest of this program is going to be bouncing between you guys asking Johnnie Ray, aka Nate, and then Hannah in the chat questions. And then we'll be cycling through some giveaways here. And so I will put a link in the chat to the giveaways. And these are all provided by Johnnie Ray, with Nate and Hannah throwing these giveaways down. So we're going to be giving away tonight a new 50 mil oil. Is that right? The 50 mil oil on that boy? Oh man, that's right. Oh yeah. And to make sure we're clear here, you guys, the rest of the lineup is still in the normal 1 ounce bottles. Is the plan to phase into these bottles for all of them?
We are talking about doing that. Obviously, at this point, it's not going to be something that happens right now.
Right.
Probably not something that happens in the next 6 months. But it is something that we're gonna test this and see how it performs. They do make other sizes of these pump top bottles. Um, I'm not a huge fan of the 30. I just don't like the way it looks aesthetically. So it's basically similar to this, but it's just a little shorter. And so to me, it doesn't quite fit the the aesthetic appeal that I'm looking for. Plus, then at this rate, you are actually getting more bang for your buck by having it in the 50, because if I had to price it out, it could actually end up being a little bit more expensive. Um, we did. I am throwing around a potential moving to a 15 and 50. So they do offer a 15 mil
Okay.
bottle as well. So I'm looking at potentially doing like a 15 and 50, where if you're not wanting to to jump in at that level on something that you haven't tried before, you have that option. Um, Part of the reason I was pretty comfortable launching as we are now is because a good number of people have tried all of these fragrances, and I've gotten a lot of good feedback on it. So um but with that being said, at this time we're still keeping the 1 ounces and our samples, the sample kit, the whole deal. But as we are evolving, these pump tops are definitely, they're definitely more part of our evolution, I believe, than the droppers. So
Love that. Man, you got Corey hating in the chat. He's like, dude, you had everything on point, like past tense. You had it, then you ruined it, and then you came back, said has. All right. So yeah, guys, there's a link in the chat. Put your name, put your email address, and then all you got to do is be subscribed and be here. So 50 mil oil, 2 travel size colognes is going to be a giveaway win for someone else. A full size cologne. Now, are these choices by the winners?
Yep.
Beautiful.
Choices.
Beautiful. followed by another 50 ml oil, a travel cologne, and a wash bar, which we'll talk about that. We'll talk about some of the other products and stuff in a second here. And then finished with the entire cologne set of the travel size colognes for this entire collection, $100 value to end that night with. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome there. Let me drop this in the chat. So again, guys, yeah, go ahead.
I didn't even mention that the wash bars, we actually are going to have these new fragrances available in wash bars too. So if you're like, hey, I really just want to see what this fragrance is all about, $15 gets you a wash bar and you get to actually experience that scent. It's a shower product, so it's going to wash out, once you rinse your beard. But you'll know exactly what you're getting into at that point. So.
Heck yeah. Hey, 30 days said hit that like button. Yeah, if you guys don't mind, we still have about probably literally 50 plus people that have not hit the thumbs up. So if it just slipped your mind, do me a favor, hit that one. If you're not sure yet, that's okay. I will try to earn that like. And let's start off right away with a giveaway. So again, guys, make sure you are all lined up. Your name is in the Gleam giveaway. And if you see your name on the screen for the drawing here, and you guys, you only have to enter once tonight. Once you enter, you are all set all night long. But if you see your name on the screen, just drop a comment, claim your victory, and this company will reach out to you. And we will start cycling through some different questions and different things that we got planned tonight, which I'm very, very pumped about. So the first person, let me get this zoomed in so nobody sees anybody's information. All right. Potentially, if we have this person in here and it's just a first name, so if you signed up with just a first name, that's a little tease for you there. But let's see if they are here. Do we have in the building, winning the first giveaway of the night, a Mr. Rich? That's all I got there. Rich. Drop a comment if you're in the building, Rich. And you guys can say something like, woohoo, it's me. I won. Yippee. And if you're like a Richard and you signed up as Richard in your last name, this isn't you. It's somebody that signed up as Rich, and it only can be won by going through the Gleam giveaway with the email you signed up with, kind of like share. Yeah, exactly. It's just one name. That's it. Just one name. I want to be rich, right? Come on, Richie Rich. And we got to wait till we see him in here. Otherwise, we got to identify. Yeah, I'm rich. I'm rich in freedom and love and happiness. Definitely. And oh yeah. And I got questions started, guys. Don't be jumping that question, Nate. That's a good discussion. I plan to don't be jumping that question. All right. Unfortunately, we got to start off like I did not expect this right away into the giveaways, but we got to count it down, you guys. 5. Let me get my audio board ready here. Didn't even expect that. 4. I'll take one for the team. 3, 2, 1. And that might be me. Did you sign up as Rich? Okay. R.I., who's a frequent viewer of the stream, drop a comment with anything. Here, let me go to this. R.I., is the email, I'm not going to give any of your info, is your email at iCloud? 2000, let me see. It is. All right, we have a winner, you guys. Drop a congrats in the chat. We do have Rich in the building. Congratulations, man. You did it. They're going to reach out to you. That is exactly at the end of the email, 2018. So yes, 100%. That is you, my man. You have won your choice of one of the new beard oils tonight. And I'm going to bring that screen back up so you guys can see the different scent options that are here. Love that, you guys. And we're just going to kind of work into some questions as we go through. And speaking of the scents here, is Maestro a very sweet scent?
It's of all of them, I believe it is the sweetest. The berries really, really come to play in that one. But it's not like a sweet dessert. Like
right.
We have a 1947, which is, a hazelnut espresso cookies and cream, oatmeal cookies or cream or whatever. And that one, it reminds me of like a bakery with a coffee shop in it. Where this one is, the berries are kind of fresh, I would say. Did you just smell it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's it's wonderful. It is a It's a sweeter cologne, but it is not, you said, is it a very sweet scent? No, I would not describe this as a very sweet scent. It's definitely a cologne. It's definitely musky and manly. It's not a dessert. It's nothing like that. It's really nice. Yeah, really nice. Beautiful. All right. Love that question, guys. Check out those scents on the screen that we have there. And then 30 Days says, Johnnie Ray's, do you have any mustache wax or just beard and shower stuff? 30 Days, I will answer this one. They are very well known for their mustache wax. There are several people in the stream right now that use the mustache wax, that post about them, that make video and content and rave about them. Guys, they are absolutely awesome. I don't wear mustache wax myself, but I have heard great things from people that I highly respect. So yes, and I would describe your mustache wax as a firm hold mustache wax, correct?
Yeah, borderline competition strength is what Bob and his mustache were describing it as. Yeah. So actually, when we did come to market with that one, I sent 4 testers to him, and he ended up picking the first one that I made. Which I'm always I don't it doesn't mean anything, but like when it's the first one that you make, it almost feels like you got it right on the first try. You don't have to go back and do it.
Right.
But no, and just like you said, when I actually created this, I had mustache wax ready to go, ready to launch with all of our other products when we first came out when we first launched as a company. Um, because I don't use it either, I didn't even know how good it was. I tried to use it and I was like, there's no way that this can be what I'm about to sell, because I wasn't using it properly. I had no experience. I was just really coming at it from the wrong place. So sending those testers out, I actually held off and waited, and then said, okay, I'm going to throw 3 more into the mix. And the first one we actually ended up going with was the first one we created. And it is very, very firm, borderline competition hold.
For sure. And 30 Days says Bob's a good guy, one heck of a mustache. I actually got to hang
Yes.
out with him all day Saturday. I was the official judge, one of 2 that did the entire competition for the U.S. National Beard and Mustache Championship. And Bob was competing in that championship. To show you the level of competition, I don't believe he won any categories this year. It was absolutely stacked and crazy how strong of a competition this was. All right. Next question, followed by some feedback here. I know Dan and Nate don't use it, but any tips for a medium beard and balm? If you guys in the chat have any tips, some of you are definitely more experts on this than us. I want to grow out my cheeks and let gravity take over. I think balm will get me through that awkward phase. So Douglas, great question here. And what I will say is the best feedback I can get you, we have in the chat. Where'd this bad boy go? But in the chat is that the balm is very strong. It is one of the top 2 strongest balms that I recommend. And it's one that if you want to lock in a style, if you want to lock in what you're trying to achieve, this is going to do it. And so for me, if you're going to do a balm, right? Go strong. We have butters for a reason. This is a strong, strong balm. Now, on the advice, my advice, and this is not a fact. This is not right or wrong. This is just my opinion. I believe balm is best used when it's applied to the outside of the beard to lock it in, rather than working it through the entire beard like a butter. I think that clumps the beard together. I think that it thins it out. I think that it creates more problems than it does help. But when you apply it almost like a helmet, almost like a shell, that just kind of locks everything in. If I ever use a balm, it's just on my sides to kind of bring these into control and contain them. Now, again, I'm not saying I'm right, but that would be my advice. What about you, Nate? As someone that doesn't really use balm like that, any advice for someone that's going for that medium beard?
Yeah, honestly, I wish that I could just rewind what you just said and play it back, because it's exactly how I actually I don't use balm typically, but I know, like, at the couple craft shows that I've done, you wouldn't believe how many people are just need to see it in action. They just need to see something happen before they're like, hey, okay, this actually makes sense. So, I showed the guy, I was like, hey, look, I don't use this, but if I were going to use this, scrape a little bit out, melt it down. I'm looking to just right on the outside, almost as literally, like you said, like a lock it in place mechanism. I don't even go under here at all. I just straight on the outside, a little bit on the side, and it was good. I will say, because I don't use balm, when I did put it in, I was taken aback as how much it actually did provide a nourishment aspect. Like
Right.
I know how much, shea butter's in that. I know how much
Yep.
oil's in that and wax and all this, but you kind of gets lost because, you of the wax content, but it actually did later. I was like, okay, I actually can see why people like actually use this.
For
So
sure.
but yeah, like Dan, I typically don't need it, just the gravity and the heat, and it just kind of works itself out. But yeah,
Absolutely.
lock it in place just like that.
Beautiful. And guys out there, I still have your questions saved. We're just going to be kind of bouncing back and forth as the night goes through. So let's go ahead and head to our second giveaway of the night. If you already signed up, you're all set, you guys. But if you have not, I will put a link in the chat right now so you guys can check that one out. We're going to give away 2 travel size colognes. Now, I am not an avid cologne guy. Out of a 7-day week, I probably wear it on average 1 or a little bit less than once. Essentially, if I'm going to dinner with Sam, I'll throw some on. If I'm going to a nice business meeting, I'll throw some on. Or if I'm just feeling fancy, I'll throw some on. So for me to go through a travel size, it's going to take quite some time. This is a significant amount of cologne when you're using 2 or 3 sprays a time. So just something to keep in mind there. If you're a heavy cologne user, they have the big daddies for you. They got the bappas, as my kids would call them. But they do have these I think more like reasonable, more like common types. And they're pretty awesome to be able to travel with. They're secure. This top is on there really nicely. You don't have to worry about that coming off. So let's go ahead and give away 2 of these bad boys for a $50 value. Same deal. If you see your name on the screen, drop a comment, claim your victory, and you're ready to go. Florida Fragrance Guy says, I wear cologne to mow the grass. That's just to keep the gators away from you down there. That's like, don't be trying to trick me. I know how you work. We don't have to worry about that stuff in Michigan. If we wear,
Corey,
yeah, go ahead.
Corey does wear a cologne every single day. I in the few days that we spent together, man, was like, I was like, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna run through this bottle. All right.
I see. If I were to wear like these colognes that you have every day, the danger is I've got too many women I'm gonna have to fight off, and I'm sick of like carrying a fly swatter with me and being like, back off, and then like catching a side eye from Sam, like, oh my god, you smell so good. I'm like, I know, stop, like, leave me alone. I am married, woman. I'm like, I got a ring. Jeez, it's crazy. Like, if I go to the gas station, it's just like, whoa, they just fly. Like, ladies, calm down, okay? I'm only one man. All right, let's go ahead and see who our potential winner is of this giveaway. Do we have a Mr. Michael Morgan? Come on down, Michael Morgan. Yeah, I gotta keep a lady swatter. Yeah, it's tough. Because my man Brandon, who I got to hang out with on Saturday, says, sounds like I need to, as a single man, sounds like I need to pick these up. You won't be single for long, dude. It's a dangerous business out there when you start wearing those colognes. Oh my god. Tracy, it must be these Grand Rapids dudes. I was born in Grand Rapids. Tracy's in Grand Rapids. He says, I thought I was the only one. Yeah, man, it's a rough life, you guys. If you don't have that burden on yourself, don't wish it upon you, man. Michael Morgan, where are you at? That's real close. Look at that. Michael Morgan, then this is Michael M-O-R. That's about as close as it gets. Yeah. Wait, what kind of ladies are you attracting at the gas station? I didn't say the variety of ladies, Jason. Most of them have all their teeth. So calm down. Jeez, goodness gracious. My gosh. Dan's got a waiting list. It's for women to smell them. Yeah. All right. Do we have Michael Morgan in the building? Otherwise, we are counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slight delay for StreamYard, and oh no. So close. So close. So close. All that means, though, Michael's still in it. If Michael comes back, Michael, we got you on another try later. But other than that, that just means somebody else gets a chance. And I'm assuming this human's in the building. Drop a comment if you are out there. Mr. Jason A. Brown. Don't forget the A. Dun, dun, dun. Jason Brown, come on down. Yeah, that rhymes. You know what I'm doing here? We got a music night. I know Warren's going to be listening and be like, dang, this Dan just has like a poetic voice. He just, goodness gracious. Warren, you'd be shocked. I'm not the best singer in the world. You would be flabbergasted, but I got to be honest. I got to know my limitations. And speaking of that, hey, Jason Brown is in the building. Jason, congratulations, man. You did it. You won over here. Okay. Now, somebody asked about the spending bonuses. Boom. There they are, you guys. They are also listed on the website, where if you go to the Dancy link that is pinned in the chat, that is listed in the description and is randomly, periodically copy and paste it in the chat, they are all there as well. So you guys can see those at any time. And they all stack, by the way. So if you spend 50, you get a travel cologne. Spend 75, you get a travel cologne and an oil. You spend 100, you get a travel cologne, an oil, and a liquid beard wash. And if you spend 200, you get everything that's on the screen right meow. All right. Couple of other things to get into here before I hit the chat questions. First thing is, boom, you guys slap it, guys. Listen. Smack it. Now, we have a solid beard wash bar by Johnnie Ray. Nate, what's this all about?
Yeah, I mean, it is, as the title says, you can use this thing to wash your beard every single day. I know a lot of bar type of soaps and other things you can't use every single day because you will strip that beard.
Correct.
There are a few companies out there, myself included, that we have found something that you can use every single day based on the pH and ingredients there. High lather. We do offer it in all of our fragrances as far as the main line and the new Rhapsody collection. So it is a great way. Like I said, if it's especially with the newer scents, if you hadn't got to try them before, this is a good way to get yourself in on that. But yeah, I mean, you can do this pretty much every single day. I know when I tested it, I used it for 4.5 weeks every single day. And I've got a pretty decently length, beard here. So I try to average or guess, hate the word guesstimate, but I try to guess about 5 to 7 weeks for a shorter beard with proper storage out of water. So
yeah, these are unique, solid beard wash bars, guys. They are the most solid ones, as opposed to like softer, more ones you can manipulate. They're all good. They're all great. I love solid beard wash bars. Travel with them. There's no leaking with these. These things are awesome. It's just literally bar to beard. Just let that bad boy, as Rob said here, lather up. Super gentle, and it's a great price for a lathering wash bar here. They're awesome. Shelf life mark on these are going to be in the same kind of, it's actually likely longer than your normal washes, because what goes wrong with normal washes is water. So you've removed the water. This is going to be on par with your normal soaps and other beard products on the 1 to 2 year range. So you got a long time on the shelf life. It's probably longer than that, but I'll say that to be safe. And I love a man of priorities here. Jeremy says, good, great deals. I'm going to have to order me some goodies. Kids don't eat that much, probably. And if they do, they don't need it, right? I stole this line, but I really believe it. I always had enough growing up. And how do I know that I always had enough? As my parents would tell me, I would get done eating. I'd be like, hey, seconds, like, you had enough. I'm like, all right, guess I had enough. Moving on. And so, yes, absolutely. I already won twice and I don't wear cologne. Can I pass mine on? Oh, that's awesome, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to. Jason, do you have somebody you want to toss it to, or would you rather re-roll it in the chat, man? But I love the positivity and the support. That's really cool for somebody to get something and then want to be able to pass it on, man. Very, very kind of you. So Jason, just let me know what you're thinking there. I can either re-roll it, or if you had somebody in mind where you're like, I would love to give it to them, drop that. And I do want to say, guys, too, real quick here while I have you, today is another kind of special day. You mentioned a Marine clone earlier. Well, shout out to the Marines. Shout out to all of our veterans and a happy, I always feel weird saying the word happy Veterans Day, but I do believe it's a day of celebration. It's a day of honoring. And so thank you to all of the veterans out there. Thank you for the service that you've provided. I am no longer a technical history teacher. However, I still sing the praises of our military. I still sing the praises of our freedom. Above all, that's the thing that matters the most to me in this world. Aside from my family, of course, is my freedom to do what I want, when I want, with whom I want. And this is all because of those veterans. So thank you to all the veterans out there. And there's not something that is not lost on me. Use small words so they can understand you. Who's that? All right. Hey, do we have, where is Jason? Okay, reroll. All right, let's do it, guys. Let's do it. So, man, that's super, super kind of Jason right there. He said, man, I've won some giveaways. Let's go ahead and reroll this bad boy. So awesome, man. Thank you for the praises. No, I always said as a history teacher, I had the easy job. I got to talk about the heroes. I got to tell the stories. I got to instill the gratitude in my students and the youth of this nation to understand the value of freedom, and that freedom's not free. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So thank you out there to everybody. More than ever, man, this freedom is not free, right? This freedom is something that's rare. It's special. And I do believe, without a shadow of a doubt, no matter how much people want to be negative, we live in the greatest country on this planet. And I don't even think it's close. I don't even think that it's anywhere near being even like a conversation. So, man, absolutely. Shout out to the veterans out there today. Beautiful. All right. Potential winner here. As long as they are in the building for the re-roll passed on, do we have a Mr. Dun, 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 Chris Mann? Drop a comment, Chris Mann, if you are out there. All appreciated. And again, guys, yeah, if we have any veterans in the chat, please feel free to drop some love in there so we can acknowledge you and see you. And if you see people in the chat, show some love and acknowledge them as well. Cough Canada, no, can't. We don't get political on this stream at all, but heck to the no. You could not pay me to move to Canada. Gosh, no. I could go off on an hour about why I'm not living in Canada. Visit, maybe, but to you all, in reality, there we go, James. All right. Seeing on this reroll, do we have Chris Mann in the building? I don't see a Chris in the chat here other than Chris C and Chris T. And but no. Yeah, thank you, vets. All right, let's get this reroll going. 5, 4. No, it's Chris Mann. Not unless you signed up Chris C. There is usually a Chris Mann that comes in here. So I think it's him, but he's probably had to go to bed or get the kids down or something. 3, 2, 1. And oh no, Nate's beard is intimidating them. They're like, I feel insecure. I cannot even stay. Corey says, oh man. Oh, very, very, very Corey-like. All right, here we go on the next potential winner. I think this person will be here. Come on, man. Do we have in the building? Dun, dun, dun. William Shepard. William Shepard. All right, I see William's name if I do the little @ symbol. So too many flushes. David, I agree. I'm trying to save the planet over here. I don't want to be wasting water. Come on, guys. Do we have William Shepard in the building? Drop a comment. Da, 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 da. Ken says, I appreciate everyone who served except my recruiter. Oh, man. You guys are a trip. All right. William is here. Wow. Very cool, man. William's been watching for a long time, and he said, my first ever win on a Dancy stream. Awesome, man. Congratulations. It's just sometimes how the cookie crumbles, dude. And you got it crumbling today. Awesome. This company will reach out to you to get your information. And again, shout out to Jason B. This is still that second giveaway for the travel colognes because Jason wanted to pay it forward and spread the love to somebody else, man. So amazing. Will Dancy sponsor me to the U.S.? I think I don't have any like green card marriages available. I am a married man, but hey, I don't know what we can find. We'll work something out, right? Like if you guys watch Parks and Rec, Tom, his wife, yes. All right. Got that. Beautiful. Related question to the last one in a similar way. Your liquid wash. We established this, right? The solid beard wash bar. What about your liquid wash, the beard wash? Is that a true daily beard wash?
Yes. In fact, our liquid beard wash, in my opinion, is even a little bit more gentle.
100%.
It does have some of the added botanical oils back in the broccoli seed, the rice bran, acai, passion fruit. There's like 4 or 5 different ones that really kind of sold me on this wash. pH range of about 4.6 or sorry, 4.3 to 5.3, I believe, on this one. So it is 4.6 to 5.6. I think that's what it actually is.
Yep.
So yeah, right in that range for gentle. Our wash bars are a solid 5.5. So it's, I think, just right on the, it's still in that daily range, but just a little bit more toward the 7, 8, 9. So
Agreed fully. And on the same topic, says, is it similar to Beard Octane? Would it be a good one to swap back and forth with? This will be a great one to pair with Octane. They are not like worlds different, but they're also not the same wash at all. They're both high quality, amazing ingredients. Your beard would definitely benefit from that rotation if you have LCW switching this in there. So yeah, absolutely, man. Great question. Easy one here. Unscented butter. Their unscented line is called Native. So keep an eye out for that. Now, do you have any plans for matching butters on this line or no?
yes, yeah, we are going to actually do both balm and butter for this. I just like I was telling you the other day, the way my brain works is I have to have the complete, like we have,
Yeah.
the fragrances across our soaps, our everything. So yes, we are going to offer butters and balms. We're still sizing up the time frame on that, because we might actually look to changing our packaging for that line as well, just to kind of match the the feel of what we're doing with the oils.
Agreed.
So yeah, definitay.
No, do you have wax in your butter?
No
No
wax.
wax. Absolutely. And I found out that I'm 3% Guatemalan. Any tips? Woo! Put in your profile. Get that flag in there. Have some pride. 30 days said, what changed with the rebrand? You'll have to pop back. There's a lot. There's a ton of things there, and we ran through them. New packaging, new scents, new size, new everything, man. It's pretty awesome. But question on the mustache wax, I don't know this answer. How does it break down?
So actually, with mustache wax, you're going to want to use oil to break down the mustache wax first. So if you're using mustache wax, you're not going to use oil prior to it. That is also one of the mistakes that I made. I had no idea, and I was like, why is this not working? Because oil is it will actually naturally break down that wax. So a good recommendation would be to take a few drops of oil, just any of the beard oils that we got here, just right in it, let it do its thing. Then you should be able to, with either, take that out then.
So with the bar, any idea how the bar wash would break down the mustache wax?
About this, I wouldn't change it. I think it would be the same as the liquid. It would be my guess. Just the way, I mean, I would say with that, you might want to lather it in your hand first, just because I'm wondering how that might play in the mustache. Or if you're using it for the rest of your beard, you could just get a little bit of lather over there too. But yeah, I believe that, I believe that you should be able to hit it with an oil, then either the liquid or the wash bar should do it.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Guys, if you're trying to style the mustache, no oil first, otherwise, because it just doesn't have the ability to grab onto the hairs.
yeah, and I just realized too that you could possibly even hit it with a hairdryer. Hit it with some oil first, and then if you need to, hit it with some heat. I've never done this. This is literally just off the top of my head. You might be able to loosen it up a little bit that way too. Although I'm not thinking you might not want to. Yeah, you could probably figure it out. Just don't burn yourself.
All right. And for these, let me go over to the scent page here. For these, all four mystery scents with a new scent. And how do these relate to the mystery scents?
Yeah. So actually, the first mystery scent we did was Marcato, and that was back in March. So if you tried our mystery scent from Command's Corner back in March of this year, that was Marcato. If you tried the next one, which was the light or dark, you were either doing Vivace, which was the light, or Legato, which was the dark. So I believe that one was in June for that Command's Corner. And then the most recent Command's Corner, if you did the berry or blue, which were the two options, the berry was going to be the Maestro, and the blue was Adagio.
Super cool. So if you guys tried those mystery scents and you gave feedback to, if you gave feedback to this company, you literally helped in creating this process, right? If it was a bad scent and people didn't like it, it wouldn't have made it. But they heard such great feedback about these mystery scents that it just had to become a line. Yeah, it just had to become a line. So really, really cool to see there. I mean, I absolutely love that. Love, 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 love. Mark, I can answer this one. Any collaboration sense in the future? Yes. Yes, I can answer for Nate there. There will be.
Oh yeah.
Nate, is there a ton of beeswax in the balm, or is it just a little bit?
It's about as much as you can go without
Yeah,
it being considered a beard wax, in my
for sure.
opinion.
Yeah, so
So,
yes, definitely.
so if you need it a little bit thinner, a couple drops of oil.
Yep.
So melt it down, just add a few more extra drops of oil, and it'll spread it a longer way there for you.
It is a firm hold beard balm, as I believe a beard balm should be, but it is able to be manipulated and malleable and melt down. You don't have to like melt it in the microwave first or anything like that. So yeah, you will be good to go there. Okay. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Let's say somebody does put in an order and they reach a spending point and they forgot to add the note on the scent that they would like. Can they message you on Instagram and let you know which scent?
Yes, yeah, 100%. Send me a message on Instagram. I'll go back to the order and add it to the notes. We just we want you guys to get what you want.
Yeah.
The only way that we'll ever pick something for you in this case is if we don't see anything in the notes, we send a message and we don't hear anything back. You know, and we're not shipping until Monday because the post office is closed tomorrow. So, you know, you've got a a couple days to get back with us if you miss it. But yeah, just send us a message on Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah. Veterans Day closed.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I
Beautiful,
thought it was
guys.
today. I showed up with packages and I was like, oh no. And she was outside and she's like, no, it's tomorrow. I'll see you on Monday. And I'm like, cool.
Nice.
We didn't miss it.
Nice. All right. Let's go ahead and give away a full size cologne. This is a big boy. How many mils is this? 50.
This is 50. And to give you guys kind of an idea, so the colognes, the boxes actually didn't arrive to me until today. So the box for that cologne is actually going to be in a cardboard box. So it does kind of, add to the, to the feng shui, if you will. And then the other thing is our indicator of fragrance. Let's see if I can do this right, is actually going to be on the bottom. So you just boom, and on the top of the box. So you'll actually get it in two places. But this actually allowed us to create the box and to create, kind of a universal, system. So if we ever decide, hey, we really love colognes and we're going to add another cologne, down the road, it's as easy as, saying, here's the fragrance. We've got all the things we need. 2 extra stickers, boom, we're ready to roll.
Love that. Love that. All right. Potential winner of the big boy cologne, your choice of scent. Do we have in the building Mr. Mike Ace? Come on down, Mike. Mike's a good dude. He's a hiker. He would enjoy all this stuff, take some phenomenal photography. Mike, drop a comment if you're in the building and you won this. What's up? Oh, there's a different Mike. Bearded RN just came in. But Mike 8, yeah, we got Mike H, we got Mike Q, and we got Mike Ace. As long as Mike Ace is still here, drop a comment if you are in the building, my man. Hopefully he didn't leave. That's me. Hey, congrats, Mike. Awesome, you guys. And man, I do want to say, and I know I'm speaking on behalf of Nate here as well. Thank you guys for being here. I know it's not a regularly scheduled stream. I know it's a Friday night, but we appreciate you checking it out, whether you're here live or you're one of the hundreds and hundreds of people watching on replay. It is all appreciated. Again, my job is just simply to get this company out there for you guys to learn about Nate, to learn about Hannah, to learn about the products and the changes that they're going through. We got 2 more giveaways coming up. And again, don't forget about all those beautiful deals that are out there. All right. You ready for some more questions, Nate?
Let's go.
Let's do it. Okay. Johnnie Ray, any plans to make body washes or any product that's for men other than what you currently carry?
100%, Jeff. We are actually 2024. Man, the coolest part about being able to not have Apple in the back of my mind is in the last 3 months, the bandwidth that you free up for yourself is just, it gives you that time to, to think long term, So we've got 2024. We might actually already have a full a full 2024 as far as, what we plan to do, body washes included. So part of our rebrand, we'll say, is that, we're looking to evolve. We're not just looking to be a beard care company. We are looking to be a men's grooming company, and I'll even throw out some other additional hints, a grooming company in general. So, there have been talks of, different products for the ladies. I know Hannah is pretty passionate about a couple different things that that she's had on her mind, as far as, she uses our products currently, but she knows that, you can use a guy's product in a woman's situation, but there are still going to be situations
Yeah,
where a dialed in woman's product is what you want to sell.
for
So,
sure.
as far as the, what it's going to do for, for the ladies there. So, yeah, there are so many things, body washes, definitely in that mix. So
Awesome. A lot of people are calling for shampoo. I know that's probably on your radar. And so, yeah,
I,
stay tuned.
I, I will say, if you don't need a stripping, so I know this is new for us guys here, but ladies don't actually, their hair, they don't wash it every day. To me, if I haven't washed my hair every day, it's a problem, right? So I every single day. But for ladies, it's a whole different scenario, and our beard wash actually would lend itself well to a position where, if you're
Yeah,
not looking to strip it, that would go a long way for it. So
no doubt. No doubt. A lot of ladies chiming in. Rob's wife uses native butter. Erica uses beard oil for her hair treatment. So, man, that's really cool. Really, really, really cool. All right. The question, I know the answer, but some people in here might not. Johnnie Ray. Where does the name come from, and why does it mean so much to you and your brand?
yeah, so actually, this right here is Johnnie Ray. He is my grandpa. Uh, he was the kind of the naming inspiration for, for this company. We sat, my wife and I. The funniest story. We were sitting there, going back and forth with different name ideas and different. We would think we landed on it. We're like, "Yep, this is it. This is going to be it." But then the next day, we would be like talking about it again. So clearly, it wasn't it, because if it once you know, you know. And she actually never met my grandfather. He passed before she got a chance to meet him. And out of nowhere, she's like, "What if we just name it Johnnie Ray?" I'm like, "Okay." And that was it. We like the idea of being able to, I personally like the idea of being able to honor, him, who he was. Just, he was the kind of guy where you wouldn't know how rich he was, because he didn't live in a mansion. He didn't live in even a nice house. He lived in what he called the ghetto. And so it was a situation where, just being able to put, the type of person that he was, and kind of, you know pitching that to the world as like, "Hey, this is, who we are, and we're going to be, amazing with customer service. We're going to do our best." We've got a whole page of core values. um, Things that I have learned from him, are on that list of core values. So yeah, it came from him, and our ability to, kind of put him out in the limelight there was, yeah, it's really special. And it is tough, because I think long term, this may be a company that I'm never able to sell. You know what I mean? Like, this might just be something that I get to pass down to, to my son, if he wants it, or, it's something of that nature. But yeah, so it's very personal.
Love that. Love that so much. So much here. Tyler wants to know, was spray cologne always part of the plan when releasing them as mystery oils?
Yes, and in fact, it back in March. So we're talking March, April, May, June, July, August. We're talking like 8 months of me just being like ready and wanting to do this, but I knew that the process needed to be what it was, in terms of, I needed to make sure that all the fragrances I wanted to choose were the right ones. Like you said, we hit on all of the different areas. Not one of these are similar. They're also very uniquely different, that, we wanted to have a good profile. I mentioned before that my brain works in like a collection type of way. So like when I come to the market with something, when we launched, we had 10 fragrances. That is just that's a lot. We came and we wanted to do like, I want to say we wanted to do it right, but in my mind, that's how I saw it. I said, okay, I'm not just going to launch this one thing and then slow drip the rest of it. My idea is we're coming to the table with the entire collection. So it was in the plans.
So cool. So cool. And that's how it's done. You got to plan ahead. You got to know what you're getting into and do it the right way. Love, love, love. Next thing, guys, we're going to give away a 50 mil oil, the new oil here. We're going to give away a travel cologne, and we're going to give away a wash bar before one more segment of questions, and then to get to the final giveaway of the night. But man, I am excited for you guys to try these. And again, we know these are big changes. We know that there's a lot going on here. So hopefully you've learned something. Hopefully this company's on your radar now. Maybe it's on your Christmas list. And we appreciate you guys all being here. So if you see your name on the screen, drop a comment to claim your victory. And this is a pretty cool giveaway package. And what I love about these too is you guys get to try them. You get to speak about them. You get to spread the word. If you do win a giveaway, I would love for you to drop a post on social media. I would love for you to give some feedback for this company and really, really allow them to hear the feedback and get the word spread about these products that are out there. So, do we have Mr. Chris E. Williams? Drop a comment if you are in the building. Chris E. Williams, not Chrissy Williams, but Chris, middle initial E, last name Williams. Let's see where you are at, my friend. All right. And I don't know if I see a Chris that would fit that, but hey, we give everybody a chance here. Chris, are you out there, or do you need to go down the toilet like the previous entries we've had? Let's see where we're at. Curtis, we can't congratulate them. They didn't win yet. You got to claim it to get their win. Dun, dun, dun. Woohoo. Oh, nice. Bearded Florida man. Congrats, man. It's about time Florida get. Nah, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Congratulations. I do have a really good Florida Man Monday, you guys. So don't miss Monday. It's a pretty ridiculous one in all the best ways possible for Florida Man Monday. And it's good. My perfect Florida Man Monday is a ridiculous, silly one that involves no victims, no violence. It's just pure Florida, just pure Florida. So congrats, my man. You definitely won that. Let me go back to the deals tonight as we go through here. All right, Nate. I know Corey answered this in the chat, but what would you say is an herbaceous cologne?
It's a good question. Hannah, no. No, in this case, like Corey said, there is some aspect of a plant in it. So in this case, there's actually basil is one of the notes of to mention in this one. So yeah, that's where I would give it. It almost, if you are familiar with like different plant species, they, so each of them have their own kind of unique scent. Like if you rub the, like the stem or the stalk and smell your finger, it's going to have its own kind of unique fragrance there. So a lot of times what they'll do, especially in like essential oils, they'll actually, like distill and actually concentrate that fragrance through a process, and then you're left with, the essential oils of that plant. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Scott, you are going to want to look down at the bottom left fragrance. All right, Legato. Am I saying that right?
Yep.
All right, Legato is going to be the patchouli fix that you're looking for, wrapped up in a beautiful bow tie of cologne. All right, it is cologne, but it is in there. All right, scent strength and longevity of these beard products. We talked about the cologne, but what about the beard products?
Yeah, so I actually lied a little bit when I said that they were the same strength. They are actually 1% more in terms of total volume. If you want to get like technical, I could spin it with a marketing phrase and say it's actually 30%, because when you do the number 1% out of, the amount that we put in, it actually does lead to more. But no, it is by volume 1% stronger than what we add to our normal line, which again, marketing terms, I could twist it and, But no, it is a little bit stronger. That 1% goes a long way,
I was gonna say
considering, yeah, considering that.
1%, when you're talking fragrance, that's a lot. I mean, the difference of a 2% fragrant beard oil and a 3% is huge. So
Yeah,
yeah, these are, and they vary too. Some of the colognes are stronger to me than the others. But
yes,
these I would say are strong and long lasting as far as the scents, but 100% legal with IFRA.
yes, yep,
People, especially people out there that are trying to twist and tear others down and stuff, they like to say like, "Oh, it's strong." I don't think it's. You can have strong if you know what you're doing. You just need to find the scents that are safe and have higher potencies. There's a whole science behind it. And
yeah, and
speaking of that, here's the
yeah,
sciencey question right here on the cologne from Rob. If you want to take this one,
yeah, and so this one is actually I don't want to challenge the idea of maceration, because I did look into this a lot. These actually have been sitting for a couple weeks now. So in the idea of maceration with the cologne process, it's actually in what we're doing. It's more of a homogenization period. So did I allow these, enough time to homogenize the fragrance and the alcohol? Yes. Um, Maceration when it comes to like like when you're talking like the top end colognes that are out there, the access to cologne fragrances and the different what is the word I'm looking for? There are different like inputs that they use that we just don't have access to. It's just a whole different process when you get to a level of like Dior and some of those like
yeah,
we've been doing this for hundreds of years. They do have a different process, and that maceration process is important in that particular time. But no, with these, I actually tested them the day that I mixed them, and then a couple, the week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to see what I was getting at. I don't believe that you're going to have any difference if I let it sit, for another week or 2 months. I don't believe that it's going to be any more homogenized in that
yeah.
case.
There you go. And I don't know anything about that as far as that with alcohol. I do know in beard products, we have something called steeping, which is a similar concept. And I believe that has more to it when you're mixing scents with plant-based ingredients. So, but yeah, Rob, great question that I know nothing about here. Single Bear says, I'm not a cologne guy, but I assume the scent lasts longer than oils and butters. Big time, like
Significantly.
hours and hours longer. 100%. If you like this and you want it to last longer, cologne is your way. Colognes made with the same fragrance oils as the beard oil that they're made with, or is it different?
Yes, yeah. So these are the same across the board. So the colognes are in the same category as the beard oils. Same fragrance. Yes.
There we go. All right, guys and girls out there, we're going to end with this question before the final giveaway. What out of the products you have tried, and so if you've been able to test these through the mystery scents or you have other ones, what is your favorite scent from Johnnie Ray? I will start. Nate, I want you to come up with an answer, a singular answer, and then chat. If you guys are out there, drop your favorite scent from Johnnie Ray. For me, it has not changed. It still has remained. And it's tough because I will say it's between Clarity, which is the correct answer, and then Native, which is not a scent, but it smells so dang good. The Carrier Blood, I love. If I could only keep one oil for the rest of my life from Johnnie Ray, I think it would be Native because it's so versatile. There's so much I can do with it. I can wear colognes, I can wear scented butters and balms and all these different things. But my favorite scent, my favorite fragrance from this company is Clarity. What about you, Nate?
Oh man, you're making
And
me
I
pick
and I
between my
know
kids here.
I know releasing colognes, like I know I should say that tonight, but I have to be honest with you guys. I love these and I will wear the heck out of these. Sam would definitely pick one of these. We're gonna do a video soon, so stay tuned. But Clarity's it's just so good. So good.
Yeah. Man, so of like in the entire collection, I think I have probably worn Adagio probably the most. Truthfully. And that's I don't know why, but it almost seems like the feel in beard is, I don't want to say different, but it lends to all the days that I remember my beard looking and feeling its best. were days that I wore that one. So,
Mm.
yeah, I don't, again, it could just be my brain because I don't think that the fragrance plays that much of a role, especially at the, percentage level that a beard oil has.
Sometimes.
Um, but yeah, that would be the one that I go with, is Adagio, and that one is just a smooth, um, blue musk. Yeah, just a smooth blue musk
Okay.
is how I'd go with it.
Yeah, and I think there is something to fragrances and scents and essential oils and changing the blend and how it works. I've found randomly for me scents that have cascade hops, like real essential oil cascade hops, my beard styles better. And it's been across multiple companies. And so I'm like, there's something, but again, I'm always like, is it in my head? Am I playing those games? And if it is, cool, it can stay there. I like the positive aspects of having stuff that you enjoy. And a lot of great feedback in the chat, you guys. But I am gonna go clarity. It's so complex, it's simple, it's so refreshing, it's enjoyable, it's just a wonderful scent. It's a very me scent in a way that I've never experienced before. There's no scent out there that you can compare it to clarity, and that's really cool. Yeah, really, really cool. And oh yeah, and here's a great little tip from Tyler. Johnnie Ray has one of the best sample packs in the entire game, and it's really, really nice. And I said last question, but this is a good timely question from Brad. Sample packs, any thoughts on having the cologne options for samples in the future?
So, with the packaging update, it becomes a more of a difficult trigger to pull for us because we are looking to eventually evolve from dropper tops to this type of packaging. Um, I just talked with Hannah about it because I know that people might want that ability to see what they're getting themselves into. So we have talked about running a 15 and 50 option, meaning that the 15 is 3 times the amount of a sample, right? In terms of how much you're getting. It might not be a normal sample price, but it might be less than a 1 ounce, little bit more than a sample type, right in between there to where you don't feel like maybe you're, you know, shelling out as much money or, if you don't know that you're going to like it, I totally understand that, that whole concept. Um, but if we do that, we might just sell them in a kit. I don't know if we'll do them individually. It's still so early with that conversation. It literally just happened maybe a couple hours ago. So it was me just understanding what people, from a consumer's perspective, like that's truly what matters most, right? Like I put myself in the shoes of a consumer and say, would I buy this? And what would be my, what would be the reasons I wouldn't buy it, or how could I solve for that? And I think a 15 might be, might be the way. That is also another really good option. You could just pick up a cologne at a more discounted price to get that fragrance, or a wash bar at the $15 price point to see what that fragrance, lends to. But as far as like the oil, the samples, at the time, no, but we're throwing around a 15 milliliter pump top bottle option. So
Okay, I have a request and it's from Hannah, so I must follow. Might be a good poll in the chat. Is a sample kit of the cologne line and spray cologne preferred, or specifically samples of the cologne oils? So if you are looking for a sample pack, are you looking for a sample of spray cologne or beard oils? Am I getting that correct on the question she's asking?
yeah, I think so. It is a sample kit of cologne line and spray cologne preferred, or specifically samples of. Yeah, I think she's saying, because right now you can technically get the kit in spray cologne, for the travel size. But no, I think that's what she means.
Okay, so there is a poll in the chat, you guys, to give some feedback on this. Are you looking for oil or cologne? A lot of people are saying both, but if you had to pick one, which one would you prioritize? For me, it's going to be your sample size of your market's going to be much larger on beard oil, so these are going to be
Yeah.
skewed. But I would also say if you are a company that has a basis in beard products, I would say that the sample is going to be with the beard oils, because if they like the beard oil, then they're going to go to the cologne, and it might not necessarily be vice versa, you know? So yeah, I do appreciate that. Awesome. Great question. When do the spending bonuses end? Is it midnight tonight?
Yes, yeah, it'll be midnight on the West Coast, so 3 a.m. our time.
Perfect. 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 Awesome, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go. You have the Adagio and beard oil? Yes. All right.
Yep, it should be. Let's see here.
Nate will double check. Mr. Rogers, thank you for asking. While Nate is doing that, I am going to draw the winner for the last giveaway, you guys. It is actually all 5 of the colognes in the travel set. This is $100 value. Let's get it going, guys. Let's get this one going. And yeah, beard oil won there about 75%.
Okay. Yeah, if you go to our website and click on the shop button and go to the Rhapsody collection, which should be like the second one, excuse me, you should see 11 total products there. Adagio beard oil should be the first one.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, they probably just missed the collection part of it. So yeah,
Yes.
I'm glad we were able to walk through that shop, Rhapsody collection, and then you'll see everything right there, you guys. Beautiful. Yeah. All right, last giveaway of the night. Do we have in the building, dun, 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 Mr. Bobby Coyle? Come on down. The shelf appeal is ready. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right. And yeah, shout out to Nate. If you're just being an awesome person.
I'm an awesome person. Donald, you sponsored the commands, catching up with the commands
today.
Dude, you're not even a company, dude. You're just a cool guy. Like
literally not trying to get anything out of it other than support. And there's nothing wrong, right? We have a sponsorship for a reason. Companies, please try to get coverage out of it. He just wanted to give back to the community, give back to this family and platform. Yeah, I could go on and on about how amazing that is and how much we appreciate it. Just truly beautiful. Beautiful. Bobby's in the building. Bobby, you did it. Congratulations, man. They will reach out to you with the email you signed up with. I really hope you enjoy these colognes. And if you do, of course, get some beard oils to match, because you're going to be smelling good. You're going to be styling. Oh, yeah. All right, Mr. Nate, running through here again real quick for the people if they missed it. There's new bottles. It is a pump top like you've never seen before. There is a cologne spray line in travel and in the full size. Is the cologne set to a temporary price?
No, these are our prices.
There you go.
we weren't looking to pull a, obviously, down the road, price of things go up. Like literally you can't, $1 today was not $1 10 years ago type of deal. Right. But no, these are our prices. We don't look to have these changing anytime soon.
Right. See, Rob's throwing out compliments out here, calling me dead sex. Stop it, Rob. Stop it, dude. Come on, man. Thank you. All right. And then here are the scents, you guys. They're all on the website as well. And it is the new 5 cologne fragrance. And here are the deals. Nate, the stage is yours. What do you want the 150 people watching now and the hundreds of people to watch in the future? One last thing, maybe to wrap it up. Maybe you're like, oh, I forgot to say this. Johnnie Ray, Nate, hit him.
Really, just thank you guys so much for allowing me to do what I'm doing right now. I know you hear Dan talk about this, every single week, and it just does not go unnoticed. All of the support we get from other company owners, all of the people in the chat, everybody who buys our products, supports us on Facebook and Instagram, tells their friends and family about us. Just my life has changed so much in the last 3 months that sometimes I have to like pinch myself to make sure that this isn't somehow a dream, because I'm truly getting to do what I want, and it's just amazing. So thank you.
What he said every single day, it is net. Once you do this and you have the fear, you have the risk, you also have to have the appreciation and the gratitude. Otherwise, you're just not going to make it. You'll just eat yourself up with worries and with doubt and stuff. And so practicing that gratitude every day is so literally it's got goosebumps literally right now. Like it's so powerful. And Sam and I went to lunch and we had a conversation today. We went to Pita Way. You guys know we love Pita Way. And the owner's buddy of mine, he's branching out. He's getting new locations. And we were like, we have such a different appreciation for him and what he's doing and taking that risk and growing since we've done that. It's just such a cool feeling. And it is literally possible because of you guys, right? We can, of course, Nate's putting in the work. Hannah's putting in the work. Me and Sam are unbelievably crazy all day, every day. But the work doesn't matter if there's not people to support it. And so thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. If you have any questions, please reach out to Johnnie Ray on Instagram. They also have an email on their website that you guys can find. Reach out to me. I have every product from this new lineup, and I'd be happy to give you guys our feedback. And I will say there is a review video coming in about 2 weeks from today. So stay tuned for that one. We have not filmed it yet, but today was really good. I wanted to make sure I got some info from Nate, which I thought would be really valuable for the review. But other than that, you guys, man, go enjoy your weekend. Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Weekend to everybody out there. And other than that, please stay bearded, stay positive, and we'll see you.